rainy days and rusted buses. How many rainy days in a row have you experienced in your lifetime? I'm not sure what my own personal record is, but I'll tell you, that number got a lot bigger once I moved to the Pacific Northwest. In 2010, a job with one of the world's biggest oil and gas companies drew me to the bleeding edge of Northwest Washington State. Now, if you know anything about the weather in this part of the world, you'll know that terms like rainforest and rain shadow or rain catchment are very relevant. Are you sensing a theme? Having lived previously in Colorado and Arizona, 300 days of sunshine per year, anybody? My family and I found the gray skies and chronic dampness trying, to say the least. It made the loneliness of relocating to a new city that much harder. I mean, the weather itself wasn't exactly warmly inviting us to kick back and feel at home. We weren't sure if could even make it or take it. My wife and I had several discussions about leaving and even investigated returning to Colorado. Maybe the rainforest just wasn't our natural habitat. But then, one day, we had a fortuitous conversation with some friends. They encouraged us to spend a little more time in British Columbia, the Canadian province that abutted our town. It was nice, they said, and there were a lot of good schools that we might consider sending our kids to. We might as well take advantage of living so close to the border, we thought. So we did exactly that. Across the border, we discovered, among many other things, a private school that we wanted to send our kids to attend. We felt this school had a lot of potential. Its culture and engaging learning environment excited us. This was a place that inspired and enabled kids to become amazing citizens and community members. But the school had one major problem: a boatload of debt. The aged school buses were only one indicator of the strain that the institution was under. The oldest vehicle had nearly 680,000 kilometers on it. That's 422,532 miles, Americans. The school was at a turning point with new leadership who wanted to recast a vision for the immediate future. I felt that I could help with that. I joined the board of directors and rolled up my sleeves. Our strategic process involved collaboration and teamwork and a holistic approach to change. I asked open-ended questions of the appointed Strategic Planning Subcommittee. Where are we going? How do we get there? What does success look like? Did we make it? Sound familiar? We identified strategic areas of focus, including marketing, management, and operations, and we rebalanced the student aid formula to get those badly needed new school buses. Now, before this, my wife and I were already invested in our 3 kids' education, both financially and emotionally. Challenging and purposeful learning had always been of paramount importance to us. But by helping the school to improve, we gained an entirely new sense of meaning from their educational experience. We partnered with dedicated administrators, teachers, and staff to raise the level of quality of each child's education. It felt so good to buy the first 2 new school buses and send those dangerously old ones to the junkyard. Now, after helping facilitate a process that improved upon its vision, mission, core values, and beliefs, I know the school can do an even better job of producing knowledgeable and well-rounded students. I feel I did my best for each student who goes through the system, including my own. Furthermore, something else accompanied those old school buses to the junkyard: our distaste for where we had ended up living. The more my wife and I invested ourselves into the community, the happier we became. Nowadays, we're so glad we didn't give up and leave. The school was just a jumping off point for finding a whole network of people and institutions within which we could give and receive support. I guess when it rains, it really does pour.